Happy Saturday, March 17th, 2018, St. Patty's Day. Virginia got the absolute brakes beat off of them last night. Before we get started on that, I did want to mention something about this body armor drink that I got here. If you get into long practice sessions or something like that, being outside and inspecting all the bridges and everything, I spend a lot of time walking, and especially when it gets hot, spend a lot of time sweating. This stuff, for me, does a better job of keeping me hydrated than anything else does. And this isn't any paid promo or something, just I happen to have a bottle of this because I woke up with a headache. And whenever I get dehydrated, I tend to get those headaches when you get dehydrated. And a lot of stuff will just, Gatorade's got a crap load of sugar in it. Some of the other stuff, the Propel water or something like that with the artificial sweetener in it, that stuff just makes me feel more thirsty almost than anything else. But this, especially, they've got a light version here. The regular version does have about the same amount of sugar as Gatorade has in it, but it's got 10% coconut water in it. And I've found that it says superior hydration on it. It really does keep me hydrated a lot better. If I get dehydrated, I get one of those headaches or something, it's, within 30 minutes of drinking one of these, I feel great. So again, I'm not sponsored or anything. It's just this stuff's great, and I felt like pointing it out. So anyhow, my condolences if you're a Virginia fan, but y'all got run last night. I'm a KU fan, so I know all about the whole early tournament exit thing. And I just told a guy that I work with Wednesday, I said, a 16 seed is never going to beat a 1 seed. But if it does happen, KU's going to be the team that it happens to. That's just how it is. Now I could be all funny and tease people and say stuff like, I'm glad that as a KU fan I don't have to endure just the utter humiliation and embarrassment of having that happen, but I won't, because the next 10 times you watch that game, because it will be played many times for a year, for like the next 50 years probably, but when you watch that game, give UMBC their due credit. Virginia didn't choke. UMBC didn't have a miracle game. Virginia just straight up got beat, and their coach in the press conference was really, man, I can't say enough about that guy. The class and the respect and the honesty was absolutely refreshing. It's something that you don't expect out of guys like that. You expect some other guys that I won't name, but I'm sure you can imagine, would just either make excuses or just kind of give you short, quick answers. But this guy, he explained what I'm tripping over my words here trying to explain. Like I said, Virginia didn't choke. UMBC didn't have a miracle game. Virginia just straight up got beat. They started to panic in the last 5 minutes when they realized that UMBC wasn't going away. They weren't getting nervous. They were continuing to stay composed. But UMBC played so fundamentally flawless that I saw what was going to happen nearly every time down the floor while it was still in motion, while it was still happening. They were just so smart and so quick, and perhaps most importantly, so in tune with each other that Virginia just didn't have a chance. I'm honestly not sure that anybody in the country could have beat them the way that they played, and that's really impressive. So if nothing else, Virginia fans should be able to find a small measure of comfort in the fact that nobody can honestly talk in Ishiatsu. I mean, they can, but there wouldn't be any validity there. Like the coach said post-game, it was just a good old-fashioned ass-whooping. That's really all you can say, and I feel bad for Virginia on the one hand that, they're the first team this has ever happened to, and so they're going to be forever. They're just going to be that team. At the same time, I don't think that UMBC is going to get their due credit. I think it's just going to be, it's the first time it's ever happened. They played the game of their lives and kind of chalk it up to a fluke or something. And I think that they played way too well to say that it was a Virginia shortcoming or it was just their day or something. It was a great game. They played a great game, and I hope that they get their credit for it. Now, for those of you who got in my bracket challenges, it just got interesting, or probably not, because it just destroyed everybody's bracket. So anyway, I'm going to get into some other stuff. The love it or hate it stuff I talked about on the last one, this or that, whatever you want to call it. Dexter or 3G? I've only had Dexters. I really like them, but all the 3G fans that have had both pretty unanimously go 3G. But I'm not hard on stuff, so my Dexters last forever, and the 9s that I've had for like 3 years now are great, so it's my show, so I'm going Dexter. Toilet paper, over or under? There's absolutely zero discussion here. There's only one completely obvious way to do it, and that's over. Any comments to the contrary will be deleted because I don't want that kind of nonsense poisoning my community here. Symmetric or asymmetric? This one's interesting. I like symmetric the best, but virtually all my success has been with asymmetric stuff, so, I mean, go figure. Leave your love it or hate it, or this or that in the comments, and I'll hit some more next week. I have a new segment here. I know I'm pumping out stuff, but I keep having ideas that I want to all get to, but this is a pretty good one, I think. I'm going to call it Stash or Pass. With the recent discontinuations of the Code Black, I'm not sure if discontinuations is a word, but I typed it and I didn't want to retype it, so. But with the Code Black, Torrent, and Daredevil recently being discontinued, which is probably the more grammatically correct way to say it, and my recent acquisition of a couple Hectics, there are two types of people. Some will stash one or two of everything, and they just sit there forever, and some stash nothing and constantly regret it. So stashing can be expensive up front, but can save you down the road if you just really got to have that look and nothing kind of comes out to replace it. So I'm going to start tackling a few balls every week and giving you my take on what you need to stash and what you could pass on. Being that I found a couple Hectics, obviously that's a stash. There's nothing else out there that does what that ball does. It hasn't been anything else released like it. I doubt anything else is coming that will be remotely similar. So if you come across a Hectic in your weight, grab it. You won't be disappointed. It's the best light ball, best true light oil ball ever made. Just period. So Code Black, I'm going to call a pass. Now it's definitely a unique look. Super strong core, weaker cover. I did like mine, but it didn't match up with everyone. And for me, the cover is almost just too weak for the core. And now that I've got the Code Zero to kind of refresh me on, I haven't, my Code Black's been gone for a while, but the Code Zero kind of refreshed my memory here. It's a little conditioner bowler specific, and the Code line's been so popular that I imagine another similar ball will be released in the future. Naturally, if anything is just that ball for you, sure, you know, stash it if you're into it, but I'd expect another similar ball to be released in the future, so I'm going to pass on the Code Black. I'm also passing on the Torrent. The formula for the Thunder line's been the same for years. It was quietly one of the best balls in the market while it was out, but didn't really stand out or seem special, so it got passed over a lot, unfortunately. Despite that, though, all that's been used in the Thunder line forever is R2S variants with a mixture of different cores. Something similar to the Torrent will be out before too much longer, I'm sure, so loved it, but really not worried about losing it. Now, the Daredevil is a stash if you can find one of those. It's a unique kind of ball with specifically the differential. Most stuff is low RG with either a low diff like the IQ Tours at 029, or you have low RG stuff with the diffs up around 050 like Sonic, Idol, stuff like that. And even if you look at just the differentials period, I don't think that there's many balls, if anything else out there, period, that are at that 040 range. With the Daredevil is at 041. Heavy rolling pearl ball that's not chuggy, but not really snappy. It's just a nice blend of the two. And the whole Daredevil line really is actually pretty unique. With the big jump to the Idol now, I'm not sure we're going to see a Daredevil kind of look out of anything for a while, and I think that there will be some demand for the OGDD in the near future. That's the podcast for today. I've got the report card for the Hypercell Fuse and the Hustle HYB that just got put up here a couple hours ago, and our first mailbag episode is going to go up soon, so check that out. No news as far as new releases are concerned at this time. I imagine it will be another month or so before we hear anything, but I'll be here to break it all down when it does. Thanks for watching. Rock Chalk later tonight. Good luck in your brackets. I had a lot of signups for the jersey and the ball, so that was cool. I hope to continue to do stuff like that in the future. Thanks for watching. See you next week.